Hello guys, can you hear us? Can you hear me?
So I hear you, so I guess. So
Please,
hello
there's
everyone.
just a chat window, so if you can please write down if you can hear me.
As well as if you can see my screen. So maybe we can give them some few seconds, just because there is a bit of a delay.
Perfect, thanks for answering.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely.
So Elena?
Yeah. So we are Elena and Michaela.
I guess that we can hopefully start. If anyone has some issues with the sound, just let us know via the chat window, and I guess that we can start. Elena, I guess just turn on the microphone and
we
can
begin. Hear me. Let me just. Okay. I have my microphone on, everything is on, great. So let's start. So we are Michaela and Elena, and here's our agenda. What we're gonna talk about today, we're gonna just introduce quickly ourselves, who we are and why you should listen to us talking about data. It's a very exciting topic that everybody wants to know about. It seems that in data lies the value, and we want just to a bit demystify, as we've done in our previous webinar, and show you how you really can do something with your data. We are going to go through...
Just that we can't hear you, Elena.
Really? Can you hear me? I just checking because I have my microphone on. So you should hear me. That's the thing. Yeah, I can hear. Can see I can hear you. Great.
So just in the meantime, I'm gonna ask our attendees. I can see Kelly, Melanie, and Paru. Maybe you can just comment how did you get to us, and what are you doing with data? What was the motivation for attending this webinar? You can leave your comments. There, and if you have any questions during the webinar, also don't hesitate to ask, and we are going to reply to all the questions at the end. So we are glad that you're attending. This is one of our first webinars we are organizing. So sorry for the technical troubles, if any.
Can you hear me? Good, because I have my microphone on, so everything should be great. I just cannot understand why you cannot hear me. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? Can you hear me? I have my microphone on. Okay, so how can we do? Guys, can you hear me? Okay, perfect. So we lost Michaela in the meantime. Okay, so while we're waiting for Michaela, okay, so Michaela, can you just
Hi, I can hear you right now. I guess it was something on my side. Sorry, guys. We can start. Sorry.
So I guess we can start. They were saying that they can hear me, so I couldn't understand what was the point. But anyway, great. So I was talking about the agenda and what you can expect from us. We're going to have a little introduction about us. So sorry for running a bit late now. But as we mentioned, we're going to talk about data, diving into what's the meaning behind data, why you should take in consideration, and why companies should be eager to understand more about their data and how they process them from raw data to insight. So that's the part that really it's a passion for us, and you will understand why. We're going to show you a solution, how you can make more with your data, how you can find easily insight, and how you can put it into practice. And Michaela is going to show us a quick walkthrough inside Keboola Connection. So for everybody who is interested in learning more about how the platform works, that this is a great occasion for you. And to end with, I'm gonna just introduce you some of our case studies. So our clients who really took into serious their data and done actually something with it, the insight that they found, and the practical part, I guess, from Keboola Connection, using Keboola Connection. So this is your host. I'm Elena. On the right side of your screen, I am really passionate about data. I worked previously in different companies working with data, especially IT companies, so where they had hardware and software, and collecting data through their software, but they actually didn't do anything with it. So I was really struggling because I couldn't understand why they were leaving that part aside. So collecting data is great, and we're living in a world where we can actually do a lot of have a lot of information from our clients, but not doing something with it is I was really upset. So when joining Keboola, I was really excited to see such an agile solution to that issue that I saw previously in my companies. And yeah, I'm really excited to show you more about us and talk about the data. So yeah, Michaela?
Okay, I hope that anyone can hear me at the moment. I'm glad to meet you guys. My name is Michaela, and I work for Keboola in Czech Republic. So I'm based in Prague, so hello from Prague. I work here as a business and project manager. And how I got to Keboola is because I was having kind of the same struggles as Elena in previous companies, because they were like pretty agile and new companies, but they were not working with their data. And it was really frustrating because what I see in data is like those diamonds, you know, there's hidden insights, and you need to work with those data. Otherwise, you are not going to survive in today's technology driven world and data driven world. So that's why I wanted to join Keboola. I'm really glad that I got this opportunity because it's a great company and I believe in what we are doing. And it would be really nice for me to show you a bit around and to show you the way we are working with data here and how we help to our customers and in the community to work with data. So just a bit about myself. And I guess that we can continue. As I said, we are a company which was established around 2008. Currently, we are around 50 employees around the globe. I'm going to show you where we are at the moment. And our goal is to help customers to analyze and understand their data. Here on the map, you can see just a few spots where we are present. So the first office was established in Prague, Czech Republic. Then we went to Vancouver, Canada, with one of our partners and one of our co-owners. And currently we are having offices in London and Singapore. At Bali, there is a surf house where we can go for holidays and chill for a bit, which is really nice. And we are also planning to come to United States and Australia soon, so we should get ready. But if I talk about Keboola and what we are doing, we are not just a tech geeks. We are also a lot passionate about our community, because we are trying to promote the data-driven approach. We are trying to educate people, and we are really passionate about the community around us. And in those terms, Keboola cooperates with partners such as Google or Czechitas. I'm not sure if you ever heard about them. These are like some girls from IT in Czech, and they got some investment from Google, and they are organizing workshops, and they're trying to teach women about technology. For example, now we are bringing Data Girls to London, which is a great news. I guess that the event is at the beginning of October. Elena, please correct me if I'm wrong. It's at the beginning, right? I don't know the exact date. I forgot. But we are bringing the Data Girls to London. And the whole concept around Data Girls was created also in Czech Republic by Czechitas in cooperation with Keboola. And we trained around 2,000 girls in IT right now in data analysis and so on. So the Data Girls workshops and seminars aim to introduce girls to the logic and thinking behind business intelligence, and to walk through some basic problems and cloud solutions and tools, so they would be able to build their own career on the top of those seminars. Some of them are, after some time, becoming data analysts in companies. So this is a really great activity, and we are really happy to be part of this community. So just shortly about us, and I think that I can just give my word to Elena so that she can introduce the product a bit.
Just a quick note about our Data Girls. First, and yeah, you should check it. There's also information on GitHub and on our website as well. If you want to learn more, we can send also with regards. So let's begin just to have a look at our data sources. Data sources that we always talk about a lot in our presentation when we actually talk about data in general. If you think about the different data sources that we manage to have in our day-to-day life in different companies, there are infinite sources of data that we can collect regarding our clients, and not only. If you think about the online world and the fact that our customers usually have their phone all day on, in their hands, and they communicate themselves through their phones. They leave comments about our company's experiences. You can actually personalize as much as you want your services when you have that data. But the thing is that our data sits really in very different parts or inside a company. If you think from a perspective of a company, you have information about your customers from your CRMs, you have information about your customers visiting your website in Google Analytics, for example. You have information from all your social media. We know that our today world is living in an online world, let's say like this. So it's really challenging for businesses to get together all that information and put it together and finding the right answers. Like the business data landscape has changed really dramatically for the last 10 years and keeps on evolving really dramatically. If you think about the IoT companies, as in my previous experiences, and also web data, you have internal data, you have external data that you can enrich. So you don't only have the internal data, the one that you collect about your customers, but you can also actually buy data from the external sources. So you can think about fidelity cards. So you can find really very detailed data about your customers, and you can also use it for your clients to have a better service and to be more satisfied when it comes to your services. So it's really difficult if you have a team working on that data and who wants to analyze actually and find the insight to be delivered and strategically used. It's very difficult to work on it. So if you think about, for example, 6 different people, developers, for example, working on the same data, but each on their own computer. So they have physical computers, they have their data, their own version, and everybody's working on that version that they have, then the results, sometimes it's really confusing because you don't know which version of the data you have to use. In this case, what is really challenging is to see one single picture of all the data. And that's the main challenge for companies, because you cannot have all your data in one place. You have one login there, another login there, and it's pieces of data can just give a certain picture and a certain message. But when you put all your data together, you have a big picture and the message is really different. So you have to be really careful when analyzing your data to not have just pieces of information, but carefully analyzing all of it, 365, let's say like this, and understanding what's happening. So that's the multiple data sources that are challenging from our for our day-to-day work in our businesses. You can think about structured data, unstructured data, semi-structured. I don't know how familiar you are with it, but you can think about all your data that sits in an Excel spreadsheet, or and then unstructured, semi-structured, such as comments on Facebook, and it's really difficult to put all of them together and understand it. I really enjoy that example from the marketing department who wants to know more about their strategies. So they have their customer talking about them on your social media, and then they want to connect the dots with their latest newsletter and understand how it goes, the marketing campaign. So that's really important for them to understand how it increased the sales, how it decreased. So, you know, having just a big picture of what's happening, it can be really messy. I'm pretty sure, because I was there and I know how difficult it is to just connect all these dots and understand really what's happening. Because if I'm into a marketing department, I really want to know what's happening with my my marketing campaign, the money that I'm investing on it, and if there are some sales increase. Because at the end of the day, what businesses want is an increase on revenue, improving their performance, and so on. So the solution that we give, it's our solution. So keep in mind that we are one platform to bring all this messy data into one single login. So it was created by geeks, as Michaela was saying, by a team of people who were struggling with this and wanted to go beyond the struggle. So an online cloud-based platform to manipulate your data. So it goes from extracting, putting all this together, so different data sources. It can be structured, unstructured, semi-structured. You can imagine how messy it can be. So everything goes into one single platform, and from here you literally can do the things that you need to do accordingly to your strategy, because you need to start with a strategy. You have your data sources, and you need to have your goals. What do you want to learn about your customers from those data? There's many other things we're gonna go through, and you'll understand more about our platform. So, Michela?
Right now, I'd like to tell you some more information, more details about our three main use cases we are solving for our customers. So if I start with the first one, the internal, we are having customers for whom we are solving the issues with internal reporting and with integrating their internal data inside their company. Just like imagine that you are having a company. It can be small and mid-sized company, but you are having different softwares. You're having a CRM solution, then you are having some logistics systems, and then you are having transactional data and some marketing. But how do you want to put all those data and what at one place, and how do you want to integrate them and to put them in context without having a platform for it? It could be really hard, because some of the data you have on Spot, some of the data you have in the cloud, such as marketing typically, and you need to somehow put those data together and to give it the big picture and to report them. So the most of the companies that work with Keboola are struggling with the internal reporting, which is Keboola a great solution for. The other use case is when some of our customers are not only solving their troubles with internal reporting in Keboola, but they're also building the whole solution, the whole product on the top of Keboola Connection, such as I don't know if you know that product, but Pay by Phone, which is a parking app from Canada. So this is one of our customers, and they built the whole application and the whole product on the top of Keboola Connection. And the third case is when customers are using Keboola Connection as a data pipe. That means that you have different databases, you have different systems and softwares, and you need to put the data at one place to integrate them and put them back clean and enriched back to your database. This is the third case about data pipes. So just quickly through the...
Okay. So I don't want to get too much into details when it comes to our platform, but if you can imagine the central part of this slide, it's Keboola. If you are a company or a business that wants to solve their issue with their data, you should, and I'm stressing a lot with our clients as well, you should have a strategy. You should know previous to getting in contact with us what you want to do with your data, because it's very difficult and it's very challenging to create something if you don't know previously what you want to know. So from your side, you have to think about which are the data sources that are more interesting for you to analyze, and how do you want to use it. So from one side, you have data sources, and on the other extreme, you have data consumption. So how do you want to use it? It can be any visualization tool that you want. One thing that is really important here to say is that we are an open source tool. We are integrated easily with your technology. So that's our plus when it comes to integrating Keboola in your technology stack. Inside, there's many things we can talk about. One of the parts that we're doing and helping companies to just extract that data, transform it, and it can be anything from cleaning, enriching. There are different actions that we can do with the data, store it into the cloud. We are on a cloud platform, cloud-based solution, and right behind the storage you have data science application and augmentation third-party extension. And the beauty of Keboola, since it's an open source platform, is that we bring partners to help us with the data science application, because we don't do everything when it comes to analysis of your data, but we bring the best, let's say, players into the playground. So you have everything under one login, everything that you need to analyze your data and to have really quick insight. There are cases with our customers that in 72 hours, all the process of analysis is up and running, and you just literally can go there and play with the platform, check all the application that you want to use when it comes to your data science, and you just up and running and doing working on your strategy. On the two other corners, you have the full automation process. So what gives Keboola to your IT team and everybody who needs to touch your data is that the full process is automated. So you have just to forget about updates and script update and cleaning, and whoever works into IT knows how time-consuming it's all this process about cleaning data, extracting and transforming it. Sometimes it can take even 2 to 3 weeks to get to your data, to get to a stage where you can actually start analyzing. With us, you just have time to think about your analysis, define your strategy, and just play around with it. On the other side, you have process monitoring and security. Security is a big thing for us. We sit in AWS. It's 99.99% secure with us. The cloud-based strategy actually gives you that opportunity. It's everything secure, but it's always flexible, and you also can monitor. So everything that is done inside Keboola, your team can be monitored and can be. You can actually go back to different versions with Keboola connection. It's really sometimes it's really interesting to go back, see what somebody in your team done, and you can just go to oldest version of your data. Now I guess Michaela
I'm going to take over. Yeah. Right now, I'd like to show you a bit around Keboola connection itself, so that you know how the platform looks like and what can you actually do with it. And I'm gonna actually follow the process as Elena described just before. And so let me share my screen with you and just walk through. Elena, can you please confirm?
Yes.
Perfect. Anyway, I hope that everyone else sees my screen as well. So if you enter Keboola connection, you have just a brief overview what's happening in your project. That means that you are seeing how many data is in your project and how many users are in your project. So as if we want to follow the process, the ETL process, extract, transform, load, we will go like this. As Elena said, Keboola Connection is a cloud-based platform for interconnecting diverse systems. And for extraction of the data from the source systems, we are using extractors. If you want to, for example, get the data from different systems such as Facebook or let's say, a database or anything else, any cloud-based platform, you just click on extractors and choose new extractor. Let's say that we want to get the data from Google Analytics. So I'm just going to type Google Analytics. I'll click on more and I'll create new configuration, and I will just extract the data and I'll download them to Keboola storage. This is a really easy way how to get your data without any extra effort. So as you can see, we have some pre-programmed extractors here, and we also have a basic stack of extractors for example, marketing tools and for databases and anything else. I'll just reload because it's not loading all the extractors at the moment. So what really important for me to know, it would be nice if you can put in the comments what data are you working with and what, for example, extractors would be interesting for you. So you can see FlexiBee, there is some FTP extractor, you have Google AdWords reports, and so on, some check specifics, CRM such as Intercom or mail tools such as MailChimp, MailKit, and databases, and so on. There are around 70, 80 extractors at the moment. But what's really impressing about Keboola, that we are open source platform. So if you won't find any of the extractors here, you can easily just write it yourself or ask one of our partners to write the extractor. So basically there are no limitations from where you can get the data into Keboola and then work with it afterwards. So this is the extraction. If you extract some data, data will go to our storage, and the storage is organized so that there is no mess, and the storage is organized in buckets where you have some in buckets and out buckets. That's pretty easy. I don't want to dive in more so that we can continue with the most important part, which is the data analysis and data transformation and data manipulation. As Elena said, there are two ways how to manipulate data in Keboola. The first one is transformation, and it's pretty easy. Like we are having different transformation backends where you can just type a script. You can test your script and sandbox, which is pretty easy to create. I will show you. For example, now if we run a test, you can see that we have 5 different transformation backends, which is MySQL, Snowflake, R, Python, and OpenRefine. So let's choose Snowflake. We create this test transformation, and here you will just click and create input mapping, which means that you will choose which tables do you want to work in this transformation, and then output mapping, which is like where the data after the transformation should go. And then you just paste the query here, like a script, I don't know, SQL script or Snowflake script. And so that you don't mess up with your data, which is on the storage, you can easily create a sandbox by putting those credentials, which are going to be created within a few seconds. And you can play around in a sandbox, which is creating a copy of your data on your storage somewhere else so that you can play with it until the script is done and ready to use. Afterwards, you just paste the script and run the transformation. I can show you, for example, let's see the initial transformation. Let's take the main transformation. And here you can see I want to work with those tables, and I want those tables to get to this tables. And here you can see the query, which is in written in Snowflake, which is almost the same as SQL. And if I'm putting like run transformation, I will run transformation, and there is going to be a job created where you can monitor actually what's happening with the data, where tables were in the mapping. which tables went out to the output mapping. And this is the process management thing, where you can see exactly what is happening with the data. And if something fails, you will have a notification here as well. Here you can see the tables. You see that? And in a second, there are going to be output tables and how many project hours it took you. This is just the first way of how to work with data in Keboola. But there is also another way, as Elena mentioned, and this is this application. So in Keboola, we are having something we can call App Store. So if you click on application, you can see some anomaly detection, basket analysis, ALOOK analytics, and so on. There are many of them. Data health app, which is pretty new, or NLP analysis with Genia, which is also a pretty cool thing. And it's important to say, if you are working with applications, they are usually more powerful than transformations, and they further enrich your data and add value to it in new ways. But at the same time, you must take into account that they're also more difficult to create. That's why we are doing those things, those data science things with our partners and in cooperation with data scientists and so on. But this is another way, like advanced way, how to work with your data and Keboola connection. After you finish your cleaning data, enriching data, counting some data models and so on, you can move forward and you can visualize the data somewhere, or send the data, for example, to your database back so that it's clean and it's not messy anymore. This part, like the loading part of the ETL process, is executed with writers, where you can also see it's the exact same thing as for the extractors. There is some like basic stack where you can send your data. It could be Clever Analytics, which is a geolocational analysis. It can be Dropbox. It can be Good Data. I'm not sure if you know it. It can be Looker, or, for example, Tableau. We have a writer to Tableau as well. And it's pretty easy just to configure those writers, and your data, your clean and enriched data with the context, will be pushed to a system you are used to. And in case you won't be able to find the writer here, it's the same thing as for the extractors. You can easily create a writer, just write a writer, and then use it for your own usage. Maybe you are asking how much work is that, but the best thing about Keboola is that you can automate the whole process and schedule everything, and it runs day by day, and you have the newest data possible in your platform. And this is done in orchestrations, and I'll show you how does it look. It's basically just creating tasks. So let's say that first I want to extract the data. So I'm going to extract the data from my Dropbox, and data will be downloaded to uploaded to our storage, to Keboola storage. Then you want to run some initial transformation. So you will run the initial transformation. Then you want to run the NLP analysis. For example, I'm having some content from my web, or I'm having some comments from Facebook, so I want to analyze them. Or I want to analyze some help desk tickets to get a great feedback for my product department. So I'm going to run NLP analysis. Then I need to a bit clean the data, and also I will write the data back. I will write the data to Good Data at the end, so that I can see the reports and I can send those reports to product department. So basically, this is the overview of Keboola connection itself. It might be a lot of information, but if you have any questions, just let me know. It would be nice to know with what data are you working with what data are you working, and for example, with what tools are you working? If you're using a BI tool, just put it in the comments, write it in the comments, and let us know with what technology are you working, so that we can talk about it, let's say, later on.
Actually, Melanie says that she works with NoSQL database.
I'm sorry? I'll just go back here.
Okay, so let me just share mine.
And I'm reading the comment from Melanie. NoSQL. That's not a problem. Well, you have different types of extractors, and you can basically get the data from anywhere. So maybe if you can be more specific.
Okay. So maybe she can also share what's in email with us.
Yes, that would be nice. Just be more specific and just send us an email what could be the best for you, and we can discuss it later on. And right now I'm gonna tell you why do I think and why do I believe Keboola Connection is a great platform, and why I think that you should use a cloud-based platform. I think that there are no hesitations about the cloud almost anymore, because cloud is secure and there are no infrastructure costs, which is amazing. You don't have to have your own IT team to take care of your servers and so on. So the costs are way lower. And what is really, really nice about cloud solution and Keboola is that it's scalable. In case, for example, like our product is built on Snowflake database, which is highly scalable. So in case you need more power in one moment, we are able to provide you with that power with no extra cost, or you are going to pay only for what you are using. You don't need to have like a huge solution and pay for it 24/7 if you do not need it, because usually all the transformations and all the work with data is processed during the night. So basically you need just the space and the power during the night, which is amazing. And the third really nice thing is that you don't need to take care of the releases and improvements. This is also really important, because we are going to be the ones who are responsible for all the updates, all the writers are updated, and so on. I would also mention one last thing, and that's really nice about Keboola, or once again, that it's open platform. So if you don't find anything, if you don't find something that is really important to you, you can easily create it yourself. All the information, all our code, codes are on GitHub, and we are more than glad to connect with you in case you want to develop, for example, a new extractor or a new writer, and so on, so on. Also, we are not having any vendor lock-in. So if you decide, hey, I want to get all my data back and I want to leave Keboola, you will do it just with 2 clicks and it's done. We are not locking anyone, and we do not want them, our customers, to be reliable on us. And here's just a quick overview of with whom do we cooperate. You could see Genia in the platform and in the App Store, which is a natural language processing analysis. They are based in Czech as well, but they're working with companies in United States and so on. We are working with PwC. We are working with Snowflake. Tableau is our partner as well. As you could see, there is a writer to Tableau. Good Data is another visualization tool, and so on. Diligent consultation agency. So there are a lot of people around us. This is just a few of them. And here we can see some of our customers. So whom do we actually help? We helped GTA, which is travel agency. We help Ford. We have helped Zendesk. I'm pretty sure that you know those companies. And maybe if you are interested more into some of the case studies, just let us know after the webinar via email, and we can share more information with you. For example, what is solved in CSC, or actually Elena is going to talk about it, but we can help you and show you how do we work with data. So right now I'll just let Elena talk and discuss more about the case studies.
Where we are today. I'm gonna try to be as synthetic as possible, and then this presentation, together with some useful links, are going to be sent to you after the webinar, together with the replay to this webinar. So for those that also watch us in replay, just don't hesitate to send us an email to learn more about us, about case studies. If you want to see something more in depth with us, we are really open at any time to just have a quick chat with you and share with you our passion around data. As you can see, we are really passionate. As Michaela shared with you before, we work with quite a few customers by now. It's very interesting for us to see their challenges in data and how they can overcome them together with us. Firehouse South is one of the 100 customers that we have, together with different local governments through to multinational corporations and financial institutions. This is just one of the cases that we have. What Firehouse South did together with Keboola is creating an analytic platform that they used to understand their performance. So they are more than 1,000 franchisees in the USA. They are nice sandwiches, selling nice sandwiches. And what they wanted to understand from their data is to understand the customer experience mainly. And with customer experience, I mean all the data that was coming through their point of sale system, their customer experience platforms, call centers, anything like Yelp, and so on. And one interesting story that I was shared with regarding this case study is that one of those franchisees wasn't performing as well as the other ones, and through analyzing their data, they understood that the chef in that particular franchisee, it wasn't behaving that well, and some of the customers saw and they left a bad comment into Yelp platform. So this is just an example of what you can do by understanding your data and improving your services. They won a very, very significant award when talking about the analytics product in 2015 and another one in 2017. These are links that you can check afterwards when we're going to share this presentation. But the main thing is that each and every franchisee had access to the data and could overlook around the performance. So meaning KPIs and also the overall experience with their customers. So review data from different perspectives and understand as much as they could the feedbacks that they had, the ranking, and other aspects. Another client of ours and who won as well a very important award back in USA is CSC, which is now called the DX as technology. What they done is using Keboola to understand their marketing performance. So they connected more than 50 digital data sources. So you can imagine sources coming from different data coming from different sources, messy data. They could not understand their own performance, and they wanted to understand and improve and also predict their customer experience. This is why they created this BI dashboard when they use Keboola for integrating their platform and running some analysis together with our partners. As you can see, less than 90 days to launch, which is really, really great if you think that they had more than 50 data sources. And also an increase in MQLs, so marketing leads since their launch, because it was easier to understand for them their customer journey inside their website, together with their marketing campaigns and also social medias, and all together they could give them a big picture instead of just bits of information from different data sources that they had before. Our last customer experience. And again, you can just check them in our presentation and our links that we're gonna send you. It's Fourth. Fourth is a hospitality analytics for all the companies working in the hospitality. They are across more than 60 countries around the world, and of course they have many customers. And what they help is understand their performance, and they created a Fourth analytics product which they used together with Keboola to build it, and it was built from scratch with together with in collaboration with Keboola. And what they had is all their data in one single place. As we mentioned before, you just need a login and everything is in one place. As a result, of course, they were leaders in the hospitality data solution and with that improved their performance when it came to delivering a good service to their customers. All this information, of course, we're gonna share with you, so you can just have a look around and understand also from your point of view which would be your case studies, use cases of Keboola. That's, I guess, we're going to wrap up. If you have any questions, would be interesting to send us via email or even just leave it here in the comments, and we will just take care of them and share with you our experience. So what we done with our customers and which are your data sources and how we can help you to deliver better insight in less time, of course, and as well cost efficient. We can discuss these aspects if you want to. I don't know if Michaela has something else to add.
I don't think so. I'm just sorry that it took longer than expected. I hope that you enjoyed it anyways. In case you have any questions, just reach to us and we'll be more than glad to help you and to discuss with you and to just get in touch and talk about data.
Great. So we're gonna
So wish you a great day, guys, girls, more like girls, I guess, and keep in touch. Let us know.
Thank you very much. We speak through email now and call. Thank you very much for attending.
Bye.
A great afternoon. Thank you.
Yes. Bye.
Ooh.